And what is that? Well, that is a sinker. Yesterday while washing the boat, I found, when I put my finger down the bung holes in here, that I could feel a couple of round things in there. I'm going, sinkers, no! And access to that part down there is going to involve removing that bit of checker plate aluminium. Now that I'm not really that thrilled about. 10 sinkers can do quite a bit of damage, and especially this big bugger right there, because it's easily lodged, you know, behind the rib, and you won't be able to find it until one day you got water lapping at your feet. Look, the upside of this story is basically they say, okay, you know, devote, you know, 6 minutes of your time to doing a video on sinkers on the bottom of your aluminium boat. But the thing is that it's a fairly serious issue because it's something that you might neglect, and the results aren't really that good. You know, the last thing you want is a hole in the bottom of your boat, you know, caused by galvanic corrosion. It's not that good. So after finding a couple of sinkers that I pulled out, I decided there was another one that I could see, but I couldn't get to it. So I decided, well, this platform, which is really good for the, you know, for the fuel tank and, you know, battery and all that sort of stuff. I thought, oh, that needs to come out. And then I discovered that that big hole over there. So then I discovered that big hole over there is actually hiding 3 or 4 more sinkers. Sinkers and aluminium boats. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a very quick way to create some holes in your hull. So they're just going to have to come out, whatever it takes. Well, that took a bit of doing, getting that out. Wonder what we'll be finding. We take all this and move that out here. I'm going to cut that in half so I don't have to take the whole thing off next time. I guess the other thing also is that, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to put rivets back. I might look at some different way to attach it, because it's too much fucking around trying to get that off, and that's a fairly critical area of the boat, you know. When you lose a sinker, when you lose a few things and all the shit that goes to the back, you need to have access to that part of your hull, in my opinion. Anyway, there's the sinkers right there. Yep, we'll be removing them promptly. There's 3 that I can see there, and I know there's another one down here somewhere. Anyway. Righto, that is 9 sinkers so far. And eventually they'll sink your boat. They will. So, as you can see, there's a lot of shit in there, and even here. And you know, while I've got the floor up, you know, why not just, yeah, do a proper job, you know? Just clean it all up, make sure there's no sinkers left in there for start, and yeah, just give it a clean. It won't hurt. All right, well, I've cleaned this as best as I can. It's there's only a little bit of sand. I'm you know, pretty confident that I've got all these sinkers. I found an extra one, so to make it 10. You know, yep. Considering the amount of damage those things can do, you know, you sort of have to think about, what will I allow people to use in my boat? I don't know. Righto, I think we're nearly there. I just vacuumed, used a vacuum to just vacuum that last bit of sand and rubbish that might be, you know, still at the back, to sort of also ensure that I didn't miss any sinkers. All right, anyway, thanks for watching.